Welcome to Storyville Writing Workshop. In today's video, we'll be discussing the key steps involved in crafting a compelling novel. Writing a novel is a challenging but rewarding process that requires patience and dedication. Whether you're a first-time writer or an experienced author, there are a few key steps that can help you to craft a unique and memorable story. Number 1. Develop a strong plot. A plot is the backbone of any novel, and it refers to the sequence of events that move the story forward. A compelling plot has a clear goal, conflict, and resolution that keeps readers engaged and invested in the story. One example of a story with a compelling plot, as well as a clear goal and conflict, is The Shining by Stephen King. In the book, the goal of the main character, Jack Torrance, is to become the caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel in Colorado for the winter. Jack hopes to overcome his struggles with alcoholism and finally complete his book. However, conflict arises when the hotel's supernatural powers begin to affect Jack, causing him to descend into madness and violence. The conflict is further heightened when his wife, Wendy, and their young son, Danny, also become targets of the hotel's evil entities. The resolution of the story comes when Jack finally succumbs to the hotel's influence and attempts to kill his family. In the climactic showdown, Wendy and Danny are forced to fight for their survival against Jack and the hotel's ghost. Ultimately, they manage to escape the hotel, but Jack dies in the process. The clear goal, intense conflict, and satisfying resolution of The Shining make it a prime example of a compelling plot that keeps readers engaged and invested in the story. Number 2. Create memorable characters. Your characters are the heart of your story, and it's important to create ones that are complex, compelling, and relatable. Make sure your characters have distinctive personalities, goals, and motivations that drive the story forward. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, for example, the character of Severus Snape is a complex, compelling, and relatable character. Throughout the series, Snape is portrayed as a strict and sometimes cruel teacher, but as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that there is much more to him than meets the eye. Through flashbacks and revelations, readers come to understand the tragic events of Snape's past that have shaped him into the person he is today. His love for Harry's mother, Lily, adds another layer of complexity to his character, as he must navigate his loyalty to Voldemort with his desire to protect Lily's son. Despite his flaws and mistakes, many readers find themselves sympathizing with Snape and rooting for him to ultimately succeed. This complexity is what makes Snape such a memorable and impactful character in the series. Number 3. Establish a unique setting. The setting of your novel can have a significant impact on how readers perceive and engage with your story. Create a unique and vivid world that complements your story and adds depth to your characters. One example of how the setting of a novel can impact how readers perceive and engage with the story is Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. The novel is set in the fictional town of Maycomb during the 1930s, and the setting plays a crucial role in shaping the themes and tensions of the story. The small-town southern setting of Maycomb is a major factor in the racial tensions and prejudice that the novel explores. The physical setting of the town also contributes to the story, with the hot, humid climate and the vast expanses of farmland adding to the sense of isolation and oppression that some of the characters feel. Overall, the setting of Maycomb is an essential part of the novel, helping to create a vivid and immersive world that draws readers into the story and makes them more invested in the characters and their struggles. Number 4. Use descriptive and engaging prose. The language you use in your novel is crucial to creating a compelling story. Use descriptive and engaging prose to immerse readers in the world you've created and to build tension and suspense. Consider this passage from Margaret Atwood's novel, The Handmaid's Tale. The darkness was thick and oppressive, pressing in from all sides as she stumbled blindly through the tangled undergrowth. Each step forward was a battle. The foliage snatching at her ankles and the uneven ground threatening to trip her. She could feel the weight of her own breath in her lungs, each inhale burning like fire as she strained for some sign of safety. But then, just as she was about to give in to despair, a flicker of light in the distance. With renewed energy, she pushed forward, ignoring the pain in her legs and the fear in her heart. She stumbled and fell, but she picked herself up and kept going, driven by the promise of escape. Here, the protagonist navigates a dark and oppressive world, constantly seeking a way out. The use of vivid imagery, sensory details, and emotional description helps to immerse the reader in the character's experience, building tension and suspense as she struggles to find her way. Number 5. Keep the pacing consistent. Pacing refers to how quickly the story progresses, and it's important to keep it consistent throughout your novel. Too much action can exhaust readers, while too little can be boring. Keep your readers interested by maintaining a good balance of action, description, and dialogue. For example, John Grisham's novel, The Firm, opens with a scene where the protagonist, Mitch McDeere, is in danger. The scene is quick and suspenseful, with the reader immediately drawn into the action. As the novel progresses, Grisham balances the action with character development and plot progression. He introduces new characters and builds on the tension, with McDeere caught in a dangerous game of cat and mouse with the law firm he's joined. Throughout the novel, Grisham maintains a consistent pace, keeping the reader engaged and invested in the story. He uses cliffhangers and plot twists to keep the tension high, but also takes the time to develop the characters and explore the themes of the novel. In the final act, Grisham ramps up the action and delivers a thrilling conclusion that satisfies the reader's expectations. The pacing is brisk, with no unnecessary detours or slow moments that could disrupt the momentum of the story. The previous example demonstrates the importance of pacing. If the pacing is too slow, readers may become bored or disengaged. On the other hand, if the pacing is too fast, readers may feel overwhelmed or miss important details. Therefore, it's crucial for authors to carefully balance the action, character development, and plot progression while maintaining a consistent pace throughout the novel. Number 6. Craft a satisfying ending. A satisfying ending is essential to a compelling novel. It should tie up loose ends and provide closure for the reader. Consider the themes and messages of your story and ensure that the ending reflects them appropriately. Looking at The Shining once again, we see Jack Torrance and his family as they move to the isolated Overlook Hotel, where Jack has taken a job as the winter caretaker. As the winter progresses, Jack's mental state deteriorates, and he becomes increasingly violent and unstable. Throughout the novel, King builds up the tension and horror, keeping the reader on the edge of their seat. The climax of the novel is intense and satisfying, with a thrilling showdown between Jack and his family. However, what makes the ending truly satisfying is the aftermath. King takes the time to explore the emotional and psychological aftermath of the events that occurred at the Overlook Hotel, showing how they continue to affect the characters even after they've left. This aspect adds a deeper layer of meaning to the novel, making it more than just a simple horror story. By providing a satisfying ending that ties up loose ends and explores the emotional impact of the story's events, King creates a compelling and memorable novel. Without a satisfying ending, the reader might feel cheated or unsatisfied, diminishing the impact of the story. Because of this, it's essential for authors to carefully craft an ending that feels satisfying and true to the story they've told. In conclusion, writing a novel is a challenging but rewarding process that requires careful planning, creativity, and hard work. By following these steps, you can bring your ideas to life and create a story that will captivate readers for years to come. Well, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you'll receive notifications when new videos are published.